Welcome to the two grumpy men, C. Grooms and Bobby May. What it do?
What's going on? Oh, what's going on out there, bruh?
Man, it's a whole lot going on. I can't even front, man. This whole, the coronavirus got everybody on smash. Like, even if you don't want to think about it, you have to. And you got to. Everything that's connected to it. Like, there's so much stuff floating around, misinformation, people that's just scared, with whether to wear a mask or not. Then I just read the other day, literally yesterday, the CDC came out with a report that basically stated the obvious. It says that it's hard to catch it off of surfaces now. It's very difficult to catch the virus off of surfaces. Now, I'm not a biologist or a chemist or even a science scholar. I never pretended to be. But I did remember that part about viruses and whether it's airborne or not. Like when it's airborne, it's a different beast. But when it's this type of virus, you're not getting it off of surfaces like that. So I also know that the body has its own mechanism for fighting germs and diseases.
Mm-hmm.
So covering up your hands and your face on a consistent basis actually defeats the purpose. And I mean, unless you have if you have a compromised immune system, then you're susceptible to anything. It's a wrap because you could get a cold and it'll escalate into pneumonia or to something else. Like we get that, or if you have extreme asthma, and your lungs get constricted, like that virus is there. But we're talking about touching of a surface. The CDC comes out with that, and I'm going, well, a lot of us already knew that, but people are so afraid of basic things that we just what happened in the last 30 years, man? Like we just become misinformed and miseducated. Like I never thought that the miseducation of the Negro, I'm just thinking of that book because I'm just referencing in terms of my people, that book will come to fruition right now, but affect everybody, not just us. So, the Negro population is like, we've seen all of this before. Like, but okay.
Well, the world's getting a rude awakening because now it's what we've been saying it was turning into, the haves against the have-nots. So if you don't have, you ain't, they just using you pretty much. They just, you're a worker for them. You're a worker, or if you want to, some people say they're a slave, but so if you're getting a check, but you're making someone else rich. And if you can't do that, then they have no use for you. The only time they got use for you is if you become a business and you making money and you can do business with them or make them more money. You know what I mean? So everybody is just really there's no more, pretty much middle America's wiped out. I mean, you could be high middle class, but nowadays, I mean, the prices everything is so high. Your money, your dollars ain't gonna stretch that far no more neither. I mean, it's become that we seen that in colleges when now parents are not looking to send their kids to go far away from school because they can't afford that shit. So what they do, they start sending them. The state schools are filled up, so to a point where they like, yo, we can't take no more because kids is coming there because their parents is not paying for that. I mean, I've literally worked with parents and I'm black and white parents, and I've heard white parents say they not breaking their 401k and none of that shit for their kids to go to school. They either better get a job and pay for it, or they better get financial aid and grants or something. But like they like, we'll help you out the first year, but after the first year, you on your own. And I ain't, you know what I'm saying? And I heard that from multiple of white parents say that shit. Like they telling their kids, "Oh, don't you want to be a cook? Go learn to be a chef or something. Be a mechanic. Like you like tires and cars, go be a mechanic or something, man. Learn that. Don't get in debt." Like they telling their kids that because They letting them know from the door, nah, we ain't doing that. We can't afford that. Can't afford that. And they may have had an older brother or sister that the parents was able to do that for, but that's all changed. And now your turn comes around, and now it's like, nah, we ain't got it like that. That we ain't gonna, we not willing to break our bank, but we about to retire soon, and I'm not willing to do that. I don't even. I mean, as a parent, you have to evaluate your kid and think, is college really good for them at this point in life? Like, you got to be like, what can you really do? Like, we always say this, like, you got to look at everything. You got to look at technical schools. You got to look at the stuff that you're interested in doing and see where it's going to find a better path for you to be successful in what you want to do. School is not always the correct path, and getting this money and loans and people are now waking up to that fact and seeing that people are in debt for their whole lives.
Word.
Behind going to college, and they can't even get a job in what they went to school for.
That's true.
So that's not inspiring to kids to come back in these buildings. I mean, so when you say, they like white people now find out, yeah, because now those elite rich white folks have been shitting on you just like they've been shitting on us. Just that they've let you join in when they wanted you to shit on us too. But now they shitting on you too. Now it's like, you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no money. You ain't got no money. You a worker. Go ahead and work for us.
Hey, now you mad? You rushing state buildings, with armed militias. We want to go back to work. I get that part, but now you understand what the real issue is. It's a class issue now. We talking money.
We talking money.
It was always money, though.
It was always money. They let you believe that it was a middle class because it was a baby booming and all that shit, and stock market people got rich, and people made dough because they made sound investment, but a lot of motherfuckers went broke behind the stock market too. Okay, so people felt that they started getting even. It was even feel. It was like an even feel. Maybe in the 90s, that you had the middle class. They were thriving. They was, especially when you was in New York, they felt they was more middle class because they moved out to the island or they moved to Westchester. True. They wasn't in the city no more and shit like that. Because if you was living in the city, then you would have to be living somewhere probably on the east side. Because back then on the west side, shit was a little more hectic than it is than it is right now. I mean, east side was bad too in certain parts, but you further you go up east, it was money. So
no doubt.
And you had to have bread to live up there. So people moved out to the island, buying houses and shit like that, and moving out to the burbs. But now, the people in the burbs are just like the people in the city.
It hurting.
It hurting.
You out there, and you got you never really put transportation costs into the mix. A lot of them go through that. A lot of people really have a difficult time adjusting to the fact that I'm way out here on the island, wherever you are, even in the suburbs compared to major cities. Like when you have to drive in, that means or take transportation, that means you're at the mercy of somebody else all the time. Or if you got to have a vehicle, you got to maintain it. That means you need a mechanic. You got to be able to get gas. If you need gas, you need a canister in case you need in case AAA. You need that. So there's other expenses that come with that living in the burbs. And did you move out there for convenience, or did you move out there so you could feel like you're a part of that?
Well, of
that part of the world, like
a lot of them ran from the city because it was crime. Crack had hit the city. Shit got crazy. Shit was crazy in the city.
And now they got crime out there. They got home invasions.
But what I'm saying is,
this
the crime didn't go nowhere because because those same kids that you took from out the hood went out there and influenced the kids in the suburbs and turned them into little bangers and turned them into get money motherfuckers. Selling pills and dope or whatever the fuck. So it didn't. All you did was bring They city ways out to the suburbs where they influence more people. They influence those people, and in the burbs. I've seen it.
Maybe it was hip hop music then, because they got people that never came out to the city, and they listened to they was listening in the '90s, right? To a lot of stuff about what was going on in the hood, and they ain't never been in the city, not like that, and they started doing that out there. Like maybe
and music,
I don't know.
Music definitely played a part in that. Because music told a story that most of them may not have been aware of what was going on in New York City. Because, like you said, they never came to the city. Their parents took them out of the city when they was babies, and they grew up on the island.
Right.
So it was different for them. You know what I'm saying? They would come back and back because they still have family in the city, but they lived on the island. And back then in the island, shit was different. There was better schools.
It was more secure too.
Yeah, it was totally different. But now it don't matter where you at. It don't matter where you at.
You're right.
It don't matter,
the hood is everywhere.
It don't matter what city you in now, because everybody feeling the pinch if they not seeing a certain amount of money a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you basically, you need to be seeing over close to 200,000 to be feeling like anywhere comfortable. That's just in maybe one salary.
Yeah.
Especially in places like New York, California, and those type places where it's really expensive to live. Miami's and all that. Yep. So, I mean, you got to be making a significant amount of money to even feel it. Because if you're not, you live in check to check pretty much. I mean, I don't care if you're making 150 and you ain't got no kids, you good. You should be, you all right. But if you got kids, they eating that shit up. Like, especially if you're taking care of your kids. If you got more,
right? I mean, $150 ain't gonna go that far. I mean, it's all how you manage your money anyway. But that's what we dealing with. Okay, I guess we could put that out there for some people. We're talking about a person who knows how to basically manage their money. We're not talking about people that have millions of dollars and buy rims and shit. I'm talking about people that know how to manage money. That's what we dealing with.
I mean, and that's one of the things. Managing money has always been, it's always been something that black people haven't done well, especially coming from the hood, because they used to not having shit, so they feel like when they get it, they gotta show other shit. But more people have become more aware of the money. It's become more aware of how to save their money and how to bridge that and using credit and things like that, and that's big, because that's something that wasn't known or wasn't taught in many black households across America,
right?
Unless their parents was introduced to that and shit like that. Because I thought about it. I was talking with my kids one day, and I remember economics class. That shit was like a second. It was I took it in like 12th grade or something. It was a half, it was one of those classes where it was like a half a credit, so you only needed to take it in the fall one semester.
True.
And the only thing that really stuck out in that class when I took it was supply and demand.
That's it.
That was it.
That was it. Because I understood that, clearly.
Clearly, you know what I'm saying?
That was very clear to me, And I think I got into the gross national product, a little bit, but it didn't relate to me because I wasn't dealing on a national scale in terms of supply and demand. It hadn't, it wasn't there yet. But yeah. And I took economics in college my freshman year. It was an 8 o'clock in the morning class. Horrible time, to take that type of class, because it just is. As a freshman, sophomore, you shouldn't be taking those type of classes at that time of the day. But
I mean,
you don't learn much on that. So look how long it took for us to get real economics. You're talking about 17 years. You made from 18 to 25, you done blew a lot of money. Didn't even think, coming at those age that you could own a house. And none of that type of shit. You didn't even think that was possible. Right.
To to now, you know it's possible, and you could have been doing that back in the city. You could have been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think it was done on purpose. I mean, it's a. I don't mean done on when I say done on purpose. I mean that, you know, if it's not taught to the previous generation, like how do they pass it down? Like we had to learn it on the fly.
But you know, it was a break somewhere in there, because if you remember back in the days, black folks had their own shit.
Yeah, in the 50s.
They had their own stores. They had their own everything. They took care and they serviced their own community. You know what I'm saying? Once they came with the integration shit, those businesses got fucked up.
That was our childhood then, because from
they
50,
started coming in your neighborhood.
They was coming in our. Why?
They could give better products, and you was paying more, and they was running black businesses out of their own hood. Right now, you look in the hood, you still don't see that many black businesses. You'll see a Korean business, you'll see Indian, you'll see Arab, you'll see Dominican. You may see a Jamaican restaurant,
no doubt,
and probably a couple of and stuff like that. But how many you don't see black-owned vegetable stands?
No, I haven't seen that.
How many? I could count it. You could probably count on your hand how many black people own those newspaper stands in the subways and near the trains and shit. How black people don't got none of how we don't get on none of that?
I only know one person that owns.
Exactly.
I grew up with him. I know one. That's it.
I only that's it. I know that person through you, because you told me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've never seen a black person on one of them newspapers.
And he don't work it. He just own it.
Exactly.
Somebody else work it. So it's a lot. You talking about from the 1950 to 1970, where we was owning things, and it was in our community, and we was having this upliftment, empowerment. Mm-hmm. And then in the 70s, I'm not even gonna say, when you start putting things together, like, okay, immigration was real high in the 70s during our childhood. So, we had a lot of cultural, experiences with other people, because a lot of people was coming into our neighborhoods. When I say our neighborhoods, the black community, like, that's where they go, because systemically the black community was basically a poor one, on a bigger scale. There was businesses there, but it was for us. And, we used to work our own little communities. Like, we didn't leave. We spent our money there. And as you can see now, we don't have a black community per se. It's only, they're very rare. And now our money is being spent outward, and we spend trillions of dollars. So when I use my own analytical brain now, and I'm going, damn, we went from spending in our community, where we was basically keeping it afloat, and there was a family, it was a village, to now the money being taken out, going into the regular market, trillions are being spent. We got put on drugs. I'm saying the people that ended up on drugs, that, it filtered through the community, because, children lost their homes, or the village was falling apart. You got to look at all of that. And then the where we lived became dilapidated, because they stopped giving a shit. The resources wasn't getting pumped in there. The people who owned the spots didn't have the community connections, the political connections anymore. They let that shit fall apart on purpose.
But check it out, though. Everything you said just now, that role has been reversed. Now
I know.
It's on white people.
That's crazy, right?
Now, instead of crack, you got pills and all that other shit running through their community, meth, all that shit.
Fentanyl.
All that shit going through their community, ravishing their kids, dying, ODing, all that shit, all kind of shit going on. To where they had them, they it was a big thing for them. Like, oh shit. Mm-hmm. Right? But
yeah, they need treatment now. They need treatment.
Thing. That shit is ravishing families. Parents is hooked on it. Kids is getting is fucked up. And now look, now what? Those same politicians that you swear by are looking at you like, you ain't got no money. Fuck out of here. We ain't moving on. You know what I'm saying? Just vote. They only come around when they need your vote. They treat you like what? like niggas. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
They treat you like niggas now. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about none of
and
that
that's
shit.
Why I
you
said that word has
like,
no color. There's no
that's
color.
That's what I'm saying. But you know, now that it's blowing it's fucking their heads up, they tripping, and you just seeing all this erratic behavior. They breaking down. They awakening because they starting to see that it ain't about, the ones that's awakening to see it ain't about color. It's all about what you got and how much you got of it. Yep. And if we sitting here with heavy bills and all that shit, and both parents working for just a check, they working check to check, and any moment they could be fucked up too. And they know it now. They know all that shit with your 401k. You gambling with that shit. They gambling with your shit.
Yep.
You losing bread if you don't if you ain't on top of your shit, which I feel like they counting on you not being on top of your shit. So when they lose it, they could just give you some bullshit reason like, oh, it was just a bad. They could just go with what the news spin was. Oh yeah, it was just a bad crash. Didn't see it coming.
Well, let's break it down to what you just said about economics, supply and demand. When you lose your 401k, right? Let's just say like you took a lot of losses, right? Somebody gained off of that. Supply and demand, baby. Your loss is somebody else's gain. Exactly. Trust and belief. That's the game.
And we learned the game late. We always late to the party. And then we gotta fight with other people, other Negroes, to see that what they've been getting hoodwinked the whole time, and they don't want to believe it. You be like, oh, what the fuck? How you don't see it? Like this like what the fuck you mean?
You're looking at it just like me, but you don't see it? Wow. Okay.
I mean, we have no, the community just doesn't have that, don't have no leadership. But on the whole, America, like I said last time, don't have good leadership right now, because now it's all about who getting the money, who getting that bread. And if you're not a business and can contribute money to helping them get money, or they can make money off of something that you did, fuck it then. You ain't of no use to them motherfuckers. You just a working motherfucker. That made me think that Sonny was right from Bronx Tale. The working man's a sucker. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said, Bronx Tale.
That's true, though. That's
true.
The
working man's a sucker. Cause
you don't think about it till after it's all said and done. Like, think about it. Like I remember this was like a 2-3 year old conversation that we have brought back up when I said that you could work 40 years and then get a bullshit pension. Like you get, because when you get it, the economics that you're getting your money in, your money is never enough. So you struggling, even though you worked your whole life for 40 years. Let's say right now, if you was retired and you getting $1,000 a month, you think you could live off of that in today's economy?
Hell no.
Exactly. So
There's
it's
no
like,
that's why it was a shame to see that they gave the American people $1,200, and rent is fucking costly out here.
Oh, but at this point, what is that? It's 12 weeks old now. You're talking about, so $1,200 is supposed to last me 12. Now after the holidays, they're supposed to be going in. Yeah, it's 10 weeks. They're going in to go and ratify it and do the negotiations on the next package that's supposed to go out. But they still not talking recurring payments. They talking about $1,200 again. What the hell are they doing? Because you opening up the cities, but people don't got jobs. People are still on unemployment. The people on unemployment that's getting it, they living well right now, so they don't have nothing to say because they get an extra $600 for 13 weeks. But
yeah, but none of that money is considered gain,
right?
Because you don't got that $600 is not being taxed.
That's what I'm trying to say. So you get $600. You get $600 real dollars untaxed, and then you get your regular unemployment benefit for the process of 6 months. Yeah. You're good, but they're not saying anything.
But people, A lot of those motherfuckers now, you see what they doing. They trying to force them mugs to go back to work. Like we
You
said
know
last time,
why?
they want you to go back to work
Exactly.
because they can't. That shit is putting a strain on every state's budget.
That's
Because
right.
motherfuckers is like, yeah, go ahead, fire me. They like, fuck it, I ain't coming in. I'm scared. I want unemployment. You know what I'm saying?
Say it again. No, just say that. If I want to play, this is how you play the game, okay? And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't even put this out there, but at this point, it's all about if you're going to teach the game, then we're going to teach the game. Listen, if you want unemployment, you do not quit, all right? You let them fire you, okay? Because they could try to fight it all they want. In the end, if they fired you, you're going to win the unemployment.
Yeah.
They could fight it. I've seen it. I work with big bosses. They, and I've talked a few down too. Like, why waste your energy fighting unemployment claim right now? The dude don't want to come in because of the virus, and he is an independent contractor. So why even fight that, bro? And the big dog was like, yeah, you're right. It is coronavirus, and I ain't fighting that. Go ahead. I'll pay it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to pay they pay it regardless.
Yeah.
They pay into it. So it's like,
exactly.
all right.
So
it don't even matter. Like, you got to use it. So,
but not every company is like. But some, like I said before, every company ain't like that.
Nah, I know.
Every company can't talk their man or can't talk the big boss down. But some companies did go out and apply for their workers.
And I respect those. That's a different beast. That is excellent.
They ain't making. They like, fuck it. If we ain't gonna get none of that money, then we gonna apply for everybody to at least be making their money so they can at least keep their employees.
That makes sense, man.
You get at least half of your check, plus you're gonna get half of your check plus the $600. So that make up for all the money that you would have made. Hopefully,
And you know what that does? That breeds loyalty.
Exactly. You gotta
respect that. Like, damn, they really look. They cared about me. I'm gonna go back there.
I mean,
so,
they cared about you, but they cared about themselves too because they wanted to file for themselves too.
No doubt.
They filed for the whole company.
They got the PP of what they call it, the Payment Protection Program.
Yeah.
They got that. No doubt.
So you know what I'm saying? But I mean, once again, it's just that everybody, it's not just they shitting on everybody now. Everybody getting shitted on.
I think we got to put this back out there too. That for certain employers that you work for. I know one specific. I know Walmart used to do this. They take out the life insurance policies on their workers. So let's say you're an essential worker, right? And I got a life insurance policy out on you. You die on my premises. I'm going to collect on your death. So it's a lot of shit going on. They still doing it. It's companies that do that. Like, you work for me. I'm going to take out a life insurance policy. I got your information. I could take out a policy on my worker. In the event that he passes. She passes. Like, it sounds crazy, but this is how it is, man. It's business. Like,
see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, see, you know why they can't, motherfuckers, black people use paper because see, they use the same check against us all the time. They get us riled up and get emotional about shit.
Right.
And we not conducting business. You know what I'm saying? See, they look at everything as what America is. It's a business. So as they doing business, they don't look at what they did to you in slavery as fucked up. That's just business. We was able to get free labor.
It's not personal.
Exactly. It's not personal. It was just we was able to get you for free labor. We ain't have to pay. Who wouldn't take free labor? You see what I'm saying? So that's how they look at it. That's why they like, you know what I'm saying, da-da-da. Because black people don't conduct themselves in a business manner and understanding that they need to form a business. Like, you keep asking for why we can't get reparations, and look how they done reeled off like trillions of dollars for Corona, but they can't give black people no reparations because you still they telling you, yeah, you equal, but they still got those coded words in their constitution.
And the laws.
In the laws.
When it's all said and done, the legalities of it is that you still treat it like property.
Exactly.
Until you claim the correct status. You have to be at the correct status.
Exactly.
To get money. So nationality matters, and as long as you don't claim your nationality properly, and then conduct a legal fight to get reparations based on how your nationality has been treated on this land, then you can get reparations, like other nations have. But if you just saying, well, I'm black and I'm a descendant of a slave, it was a bunch of slaves of different nationalities. Like black people, quote unquote, weren't the only slaves. Like there were Caucasian slaves. It was just you could go down a whole long list of people that call themselves white now. They weren't always white. The Irish, the Polish, the Italian, they wasn't white. So
the Jews.
But see, that's too. But when we go there, Eastern European Jews. So once we go there, you open up a different can of worms that people say, damn, all right, well, it still ain't right. Okay, it ain't right. So now you got to get your mind right. Then you can't do nothing about that until you correct your status. That's just how it is. We live in a business corporation.
It's a business corporation. So
that's what we live in.
You have to be a business. You have to be a business. They don't respect you as the person you are unless you become some famous entertainer, or athlete, or something like
Well, they're always gonna respect the entertainers because what's the key word there? You entertain them.
Yeah.
So they like you.
Yeah,
then when they don't like you anymore, what happens to you? What happens to every entertainer? They fall. They fall from grace. Exactly. Unless you have to be smart enough to.
Unless
to
they just go away gracefully.
So you can go away gracefully, yeah.
If you just go away gracefully, then they won't shit on you. But if you don't go away gracefully,
well, then what's not going away gracefully in terms of what we talking about? You start riling up the people, trying to educate them.
Start talking about money.
Schooling them on the game with money and education.
Once you start talking about money and trying to let people know how contracts are written and shit like that, they gonna shit on you.
You're a problem. Yeah.
You become a problem.
You're definitely a problem.
Yeah, like if you out there fighting saying that women should be making more money, you a problem to them. You know what I mean?
Well, it's true, though.
I'm not saying it's not true.
No, it's true. I'm laughing because you become a problem.
But they don't want you to say that shit.
No, you're stating the obvious.
They don't want you to say that shit. They don't want you to talk about that shit.
And they don't want that to be the reality either.
Exactly. They don't want that narrative out there. They don't want that narrative. That's why they always keep you. Ever know anywhere you work, like if you do a temp job or you do something else, they always tell you don't tell nobody your salary.
Absolutely.
Because everybody ain't getting paid the same shit.
And that's the truth. I trust me, I know.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody getting paid the same shit. So they don't want everybody. That's why they tell you don't be telling people how much you making. Because as soon as you tell a motherfucker, I remember I made that mistake one time on a gig, and dude was like, "Yeah, man, I'm getting paid. I think it was like he was making $325 a day." And I was like, oh, man, word? I was like, damn, I thought she told me 4.
Right.
Yo, you know his bitch ass called her right on lunch break and was like, yo, how come he making 400? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? She called me, blowing me up. I was like, yo, I didn't even say that shit. He gassed some shit. I was hotter than I was like, man, I was hot. But I was like, that's what I get. I know I shouldn't have said nothing, but that was my own fault. So I was like, fuck it.
I've been there. I had beef with I went on this conference. It was like a job-related conference, but I was in there and I was talking about it was like non-for-profits and all of that. And I was like, yo, did you ever look at the budget for the corporation that you work for? Have you ever looked in there and looked at who gets what? And I showed the person how to dig into the portal and look at where the money actually goes and who gets what. I said, wow, look, I didn't know this person, wow, they get $90,000 to do that? I said, wow. I said, now that's for that account. Now she got 10 accounts under her command. So she get 90 for the 10 accounts, but she has this title over here which yields 200,000. For this. So I said, so do you see? I started pointing arrows together and like, wow, that's how much she get? Oh, okay. Do you know that person confronted me later, like about 3 weeks later? Like, Mr. Grooms, like, you're very intelligent, and I see that you tried to school the worker on the economics of how nonprofit works. I said, yeah. Well, he asked, so I showed him. I just used an example. Oh, so are you telling me that you are that example? Her face, she didn't like that shit at all, but I didn't give a fuck because at that point of the game, I was like, I ain't resigning, so it's gonna have to fire me then. You gonna fire me for telling the truth, for showing somebody how the money moves and how it works? Fuck it. Yeah, I said, do it then. I didn't care. Because sometimes you just got to be at that point where you just don't give a fuck. Now, granted, I ain't have no children then. You know what I mean? But I was at that point. When you reach the point of where you open your eyes, you got to take a stand for something. And right now, there's people that they ain't got no job, right? They unemployed. They ain't get unemployment yet because the claims is backed up. But they waiting on it. They getting it. So it's a lot of people that's doing the village thing. They taking care of each other. Great. I love seeing that. I actually been seeing that. Going to the supermarket and stuff like that. People paying for other people's groceries and stuff. I've seen it. But when the money gets tight and everybody is under the same, every man for themselves, right? So when you go and they got big ass signs in the supermarkets now, and only 2 items of the same thing per person because you got people hoarding shit. Like, what you gonna do with 15 packs of ground beef, dog? Like, who you feeding? Like
they trying to make sure they got they stashed up. I mean,
they must got a deep freezer to buy 15 packs of ground beef. I've looked at some shopping carts. I'll be like, damn, how big is your motherfucking family?
Because we went there. I mean, we went there. We probably put about 8 packs. We had like 8 packs of some what was it? I want to say it was some organic chicken in them. Them jokers was like, no.
He said no.
He was like, no, you could only get 2 packs of chicken. We was like, only 2. I was like, damn. It was like, so. We had to do.
Well, they did that after the first couple of days. Cause remember, it was people walking out with 10 packs of chicken.
But they just started. Out here, they just started doing that like maybe about a month ago. Now.
Yeah, because that's when they started.
About a month ago, because before that, we could buy whatever. They would tell you could buy, like, if you was buying wings, you could get 2 wings. If you buying thighs, you could get 2 thighs. If you buying breasts, you could get 2 breasts. Shit, like if you buying 2 whole chickens, you could get 2 whole chickens. If you buying, whatever you buying, you could get 2 of the same item. But now it's like, if you can only buy 1 bag of wings, 1 bag of
oh, they go on that feed. They go to food shortage.
Exactly.
Because it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. Because, the farmers is out here, people don't think that, here it goes, supply and demand. You got to get the food from somewhere. If you break the farmer, how you going to get your food to the supermarkets? See, the farmer can eat. They want to make money, too. Don't get me wrong, but they have a food supply. They're the farmer, but they want to make money.
Supply, but he got to make money because he got land, taxes, he got machinery he done rented.
Yeah,
but maybe not paid or took a loan for.
That's right.
Shit like that, and workers in the field who probably work in his farms and all that shit.
Absolutely.
So he can't afford. Yeah, you got food to eat, but at the end of the day, you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money.
True.
You ain't gonna have no money. So I mean, once again, like, so what's gonna happen? Like right now, I seen, and another thing that's what I seen the other day was how it was an old article how China had bought up they had bought up a lot of the pork farms. So now you going at it with China. If you notice, you go in the store, they ain't got none of that shit. I'm telling you, even some of the beef, they own some of those farms.
That's right.
They own some of those farms, and that's where you at. That's why the ground beef and the pork. Man, that shit ain't in the supermarket. That shit ain't there.
Only certain companies. That's right. You're right about that.
Only certain companies.
You're absolutely right. But I mean, so with all of that, being so basically, the coronavirus pandemic, when you tie it into the economics of what's going on, and when you look at the science behind everything, it's kind of like what is really going on. Like there's something else that's going on coming down the pike, because it definitely ain't about the virus. You know, you can get it. You know, don't get me wrong. Like the flu and all of these things, you can get it, and people have died, and those numbers continue to climb. But they're still not going to reach the proportions of like the flu. You know, they just not. But at the same time, when you push fear and the unknown, and then you got people wearing masks all day, really fucking up your immune system, because you're not supposed to have mask on all day. Like you're breathing in your own carbon monoxide that you're not supposed to breathe in. You're supposed to let it out. You're breathing the shit back in. You actually weakening your immune system, even if it's not immediate. You're talking about the body works funny. You know, it don't have to kill you now. You're talking about maybe 5 months from now. Your immune system is weak, because when the next wave come around, because it's coming back, the flu don't die. Another strain comes back out. Another coronavirus is going to come back out. It's another strain. But you focus on corona what about the other shit that's still out there? SARS, Ebola, it's all type of shit out there. You focus on this, you can get taken down by that. So, you know, with the economics, they cutting checks, but at the same time, checks ain't helping you.
Exactly. It's like the king giving you pieces of gold, but the pieces of gold ain't enough. He's sitting on billions of gold, and he giving you cents or dollars worth of gold. You know what I mean?
You dropping them jewels tonight, brother, because you going in. You talking about pieces of gold when you know that paper money don't mean shit, because it ain't backed by nothing but printed ink. So when the reality, the gold and the silver and the platinum and the aluminum, those are real resources, and there are wealthy families that are sitting on all of that. While people are getting printed paper that don't mean shit, but we give it value because we have to. That's what we use to buy. That's why the paper is for the poor. You know, pretty much, but the resources is for the rich. So until you change your mentality and say, yo, all right, when you flip the paper money, this is where you become a problem. If I'm making millions of dollars, let's say I'm in the league or whatever, if I'm making millions of dollars and I go and I flip $1 million and I go buy gold bars, platinum bars, you know, and I safe them up, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're supposed to do, because that means something. Paper don't mean shit. Digital don't mean nothing. Digital can be hacked. I could cut off a digital. Or it's electronic, please. I could type in a fucking couple of zeros and hack that shit. That shit is gone. You don't want that. You need tangible resources. You know, so that's why food, gold bars, you know, or metal bar, like anything that is of value. That's why that matters. You know, so even with the homes that's being built out here, you remember the old frame homes that they used to put up? And then you light a match at frame house 1, and frame house 20 gonna go down in flames too, because all that shit is combustible. You know, you don't think about shit like that until you get in a pinch. You say, you know, I need some fireproof shit. That's why the projects became important. Do you see project buildings burning down like that? Nah, it's made with a different type of material. It's hard to burn a project down.
They got that center block.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's the real shit.
They got that center block, man.
And what they doing in major cities now, they done sold a couple of project buildings, and they on the low. That's what they keep doing, and they convert the inside. They make them condos.
Co-ops.
They make them co-ops and condos. They looking real nice. You know, they just change the outside. You know, make it look real nice. I'll be like, damn, I remember when that was a part of the PJs. Now that's such and such own building. You know, change the windows, give it a green base, you know, on the window sill and shit. Like, oh, okay, they done hooked it up. But it is what it is. So you dropping that shit tonight. The gold bars and all that matter. And the paper is like, you chasing that paper. You need to be chasing some resources.
You gotta have assets, man.
Assets. You know, your assets and your liabilities. You're gonna have some liabilities, but you're supposed to keep those low. Keep your assets high. and then invest some of the difference, because when they say for a rainy day, that's just, if I have resources and I got, let's say if I got gold bars, that's rainy day shit. Because if money becomes worthless, you know, when people figure it out that it is worthless and we're not using it anymore, because even banks is like limiting the amount of cash deposits because they're trying to get rid of that shit. They don't want cash. Cash is dirty.
That's why they're trying to tell you, go mobile. Use mobile online banking. They trying to get rid of the people inside the base. They could close them bitches.
Yeah, they got the drone game been existed. They've been putting in computers. I think people should have got the wake up call when they had the electronic artificial intelligence robots that took orders in McDonald's and shit like that. Like, that's when people should have got the wake up call.
But now motherfuckers thought that was cute.
Yeah.
They thought that was cute. Oh, we playing with Terminator. All right, motherfucker.
Okay. Right. Or when the drone was dropping off your like if you live in Middle America, because it can't do it in the city because your package is going to get stolen. But if you live in Middle America and the drone is dropping the package on your lawn, I mean, you could get it stolen out there too, but it's just different. You know, it's your property. They drop it on there. You know, you got drones delivering, so people is losing jobs, you know, to machinery. So, and who you think created that machinery? Like, there's a goal to this.
The only thing with them drones is that you need somebody to fly the shit. So they paying the motherfucker to fly that shit.
Yeah, and so who you gonna pay? Who you think gonna get that job?
It's not a hard job to get, actually.
It's not a hard job to get, but who gonna get it though?
I mean, anybody who trained for it. I mean, they adjust.
Yo, you remember the airplanes? You know when we was younger, remember we used to fly the airplanes and shit? We had the remote control and... Yeah, like that's what that basically is. But except now you're doing it from a control tower. So you're basically playing a video game.
So that's what I'm saying. That's game right there. I'm about to... That your cats need to know. Because once again, like how you saying, you thinking like, well, them jobs is going to be for you know, of course a lot of white people are going to get those jobs, or tech savvy.
Tech savvy, no doubt.
A lot of black kids nowadays are tech savvy, but they don't know about these type of jobs, but they're out there. Or you got to get your FSA, you got to get your FFA, what is it, FAA license.
The FAA, right.
Yeah, you got to get your pilot license. And, I mean, I took the course, I just never went and got my the certification portion to it, because you got to learn, you got to go study and learn how to fly it and all that shit. And
right. To fly the drone. Yeah. Right, no doubt. Yeah.
And you take a test for it. So, but, I mean, I know adjusters who get money off of that shit, because now they don't have to climb roofs. They just add that shit to their thing. But I'm just saying
excellent.
That to say that young kids, young black kids in the hood, you don't have these are things you can take, classes like this, because these shits is not expensive. You can take learn how to fly drone shit online. That's where I took mine at. I mean, these are certifications you can get. That's real easy to get, because
that's great, man.
You're already into the game. You're already into that shit. These young cats is already into that. They like flying drones. They like flying it, or they play the video games. You know what I mean? It's real. You can get into it just like that. And I mean, they pay, lawyers are using people to do instead of a lawyer paying investigator to follow somebody, now he just used a drone. And the drone take all his pictures. Bap, bap, bap. Yeah,
right. That's factual. That's so, I gotta laugh. I'm laughing because it's so true.
Because I use investigators, and they charge me drone services. And they like, yo, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, and the pictures is I mean, these drones got the best lenses.
Yeah,
and
they got their camera game is wicked, man.
Wicked.
It's wicked.
Wicked. So you know what I mean? So I know these cats is doing it, and I know they're getting ready, but a lot of brothers don't know about it. And, you know, people may think it's silly, but look it up. Them cats make about, you go out to drop something off or anything. I'm telling you, it's at least $250 an hour to do that work, flying that shit and all that shit. Some companies may jerk you, but the real company, if you certified and you've been doing, you got your certifications and your license, yeah, you can get the $250 or better. I mean, Tyler Perry was hiring motherfuckers like $250 an hour to film movies with drones on his set. on his set
Right.
to film his movies. He filmed his movies with drones. That's why he can open his studio back up, cause he ain't really worried about coronavirus. He got motherfuckers, other actors, and they can sleep on. He got a hotel and all that on the set, on the on the compound, whatever he got, and they sleep there, and they can film. They filming with drones, so people don't have to be there telling you. They just flying the drone down, looking and filming the movie.
Which is how you get those aerial scenes of the cities and the cars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so he's the little black man doing it. He's doing it. He's showing, now it's actually, and it's cheaper to film a movie that way for him. That's why he can film a movie in 5, 6 in a week. You know what I mean? It's nothing.
Yeah, because all you're doing is compiling footage and then splicing it together. Yeah, like a narrative. You splice it all together.
So you know what I mean? So that's just that's just a little tip that that's a job if you got a kid out there, your son, daughter, they into drones. I mean, get them look into that. They don't want to go to college. That's a good paying job.
It's a great paying job. Did you ever think that when we was flying those model planes, like, with the remote control when we was, 7, 8 years old, that right now the drone is the thing? And it's like, wow, because I think about it now, as I'm much older now, I said, wow, my childhood toys are now actually jobs and reality. Like even the video games, how that market has flipped. It went from something to keep us off the streets to now people getting scholarships to actually go to college. Now they have professional tournaments and leagues where people actually compete against each other for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and even they have $1 million tournaments. And I'm saying, at the amount of time that we spent on the video games, like in the 90s, just in general, being savvy with the technology and the things that we were doing, you say, wow, if we had tournaments back then, we would have cleaned up the game. It would have been crazy.
Yeah.
And now, like, that seems like the norm. So I just sit back now and I go, wow, well, I'm way past that part of the game, but I could teach somebody strategies about it, but, I'm past that part. I'm cool. But I do like this drone thing. I do like it because it applies to many fields. You brought up the movie industry, you brought up the insurance industry, you talking about construction, like it applies to everything. Everything. Farming,
That's what I mean. So just imagine if your kid 18, he got an interest in something else, he like electronics, he's good with it, something he can learn. This is maybe like a 6-month course fully to get licensed and trained. And I mean, somebody would, like I said, the starting off to the first 4 years, they can make $22 an hour. I mean, for 18-year-olds, 18, 21-year-olds, $22 an hour is pretty good money for them.
I think that's excellent money, to be honest with you. At that age,
especially if they at their crib, they still with their parents. They didn't go to college. They just work till they ready to move out, saved up their bread, get all they saving up money, doing the right things. I mean, that's good money for you at 18 years old. 18, 19 years old, making almost $25 an hour. It's pretty good.
$25 an hour for a 40-hour week is $1,000. So if you 18, 19 years old and you making $1,000 a week, do you know how much money that is? I mean,
he's talking about. He's going to get smashed on the taxes, though. Cause
you get smashed on the taxes only because of your age,
But the good thing about the drone pilots is also a lot of them are not W-2 workers. They're 1099. So you'll be you get all your money. Then you got to start a business to be a business to be making your money and be, you know what I'm saying? That's how you get your money in the game. You got to be a business. Become a business. Get your license. Independent contractor working for insurance company. You can work for anybody with your cameras, with your drone, flying around all over the country doing great things, getting good money. Especially if you're doing it in insurance, you're gonna get you get good money, really good money, cause that's big. Like, I mean, that's big. So yeah, I mean, but
Well,
even
that's
still,
facts. I mean, I guess that's the tip of the week.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Look
yeah.
at it like that.
You gotta look at it. I mean, that's just one of them things that if you got a young person, they struggling, looking for something to do, it's not a bad thing to get into. It's definitely a good thing to get into. Like I said, you could go. It could take you a lot of places. It could take you a lot of places. A lot, like you said, it's good for a lot of careers, and it can take you a lot of places. And it's not hard to get. It's not something that's hard to get. It's just put in a little hard work, a little study, and you can do it.
Right, because you got to put effort, into no matter what you're doing.
No matter what you do,
you got to put the effort anyway. So, because one thing that, if anything can be learned right now, is that if you don't have a skill, you're done.
You're done.
You got to have a skill in something, because you got people. What I do want people to understand is that what can be learned from right now in terms of education is the value of a good teacher. Now that you have online learning, you have people that are home, being schooled by, their parents, if their parents are able to do that. They understand exactly what a teacher has to deal with in terms of teaching your child. If you are not the one that was teaching your child, because I know plenty of people that don't teach their child. Now that you have to teach your child, you should have a newfound respect for the skill set of an actual teacher that went to school for it, and that's what they do. Because it requires a skill to know how to teach. I'm not just talking about learning the material. It's just like to teach a person. Now, that's one person. A teacher has to teach multiple kids
30
at
kids
one time. Sometimes
kids.
30 kids in one class. Now you're home teaching your kid. You know what I mean? So, you need to respect the what they actually do. Is all I'm trying to say. And you need skills now. You've always needed skills. But we going back to the basic economics, supply and demand. Right now, what's out here? I was looking at the landscape. The podcast industry is just growing and growing and growing, right? So it's a hell of a lot of people out there doing it, and they'll do it a month, 2 months, disappear. A year, disappear. I just saw a podcast guy. He got a deal with Spotify for $100 million. You know why? Because he got followers. And you know what followers bring? They bring listeners, and then being that you have an exclusive deal, because that'll be beginning in 2021, you have an exclusive deal that all your shows go on that platform. What that does is now they can gear ads towards your listeners in order to make money off of you. They're cutting you they're giving you $100 million. So imagine how much they gonna make.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, $100 million is great, and you bringing your millions of followers over here. But let's do basic math here. 100 million, right? Let's say you got 1 million followers. That's $10 of your followers. You getting $10 per follower, right? That you're bringing over, and they're gonna make about $100 off of your followers. So it's business, supply and demand. Hey, I got 1 million followers, and they give me $10 a month. Oh, okay. So we'll give you 100 million here. We'll make sure that you get that. But they know that they're gonna make $1 billion off of your 100 million. It's just investments. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know what the man's show talks about. I keep it 100 with you. I don't know. But I just don't. But there are other podcasts that's out there. Like, look, we've been in the podcast game for a minute, but if you think about it like this, we were doing this before podcasting even became there was no podcast. Mm-hmm. We've been building and giving out information and talking to people, and yeah, we get rejected sometimes, but that's the numbers game. Some people gonna hear you, some people gonna feel you, some people gonna do what you do, and then there's gonna just be people that's gonna sit back and watch. They want you to fail. Then you got people that's sitting back and watching you grow. And then they jumping in like, yeah, what's up? I'm here. I like what y'all do. Yeah, I'm ready to, yeah, I got a platform. I want you exclusively on mine. I got, you know what, I'm small, so I only got 100,000 right now. Take 100,000, be on my platform? You know, you got decisions to make. You know, this dude over here, he went to a big dog, he got 100 million. This over here, you get 100,000. It's all relative. Depends on where your, you know, where your subscriber list is. I see dudes on YouTube all the time. They not getting the game right now. YouTube, one of them, I've seen a couple. They actually went and they made a statement about it during one of their podcasts, because I listen to other podcasters, and he said it straight up, like, yo, YouTube can shut us down with the click of a button. So we always have to have an escape route, and we need y'all to be with us. So we need to know who our real followers are, because they could shut us down. And I sat back and I go, damn, he finally fucking gets it. They finally getting it. Because it ain't like I ain't been sending that direct message out. Like, yo, you need to have a back channel. Need that.
I mean, you know, people get comfortable.
Shit is crazy.
People get comfortable, but one thing that also this coronavirus showed a lot of people was that there's a lot of censorship in America.
Freedom of speech ain't free, right, dog?
It ain't free. Like, a lot of
freedom
censorship.
Ain't free. It's a whole lot of censorship. You
like
start talking about certain shit.
You start talking about certain shit. I mean, Facebook, they got motherfuckers talking about they fact checkers. We like, who you? Like, you got if you fact checking information, you need to show who you are then to be able to fact check shit. Like, you gotta, like, because then they say, well, if you disagree, you can rebut, you can reply, and some people win, some people don't. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. I mean, if your ad say the wrong thing on certain social media, it don't get the necessary views.
It's not part of the algorithm.
Yeah, so
they bump you from the algorithm. You use certain trigger words, and then you become a conspiracy theorist post, and they shut you down. Or you say the wrong word, the algorithm take you somewhere else. They not going to push you. You know, push the people, the algorithm not going to push people towards your post, and it's set up like that. And even how you word your posts, you know, you got to put symbols in there. Like if you want to say somebody's name, you got to put the and symbol for an A. If you don't, to throw the algorithm off. Like, it's crazy. Like the things that you have to do in order to play that game. I'm like, yo, is it worth it? Is it worth it?
It's a lot.
Because
a lot.
if I'm listening to if I'm listening to you and your content, and every time you say a particular word, you gotta bleep it out, then I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear bleep 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 bleep. It's like listening to a album. Like when we used to have the albums and they had the parental advisory cut.
Yeah.
You know, it's the difference between hearing a bleep and hearing a scratch. A scratch I like. You know what? Let me hear the scratch. You know, that's cool because that's hip-hop to me. A bleep, that ain't hip-hop to me. I'm just using that as an example, but it's the same shit. Yeah, you go through a whole lot to stay on somebody's platform that could shut you down in a second with a click of a button, and no explanation needed either.
None needed. Well, because
this shit is crazy.
But it's their site.
It's their site.
It's their site.
So
I mean,
it is like, what it is, right?
So you gotta follow the rules to their site. Like I see dudes get on there talking crazy, and your shit be gone. Your shit be gone. You know,
and your followers.
Yeah. So it's like you gotta make a decision sometimes. You know, like I don't. You know, like you said, you gotta have a back way, but you also gotta know that. If you don't want to be censored, then these ain't the people for you. You need to find another way to do it or whatever you're going to do. But
here's the flip side, though, my brother. Take the flip side. It's the dude, like, and I'm just using the $100 million man as an example. Like, these people say what the fuck they want to say. And they call it an experience, and they don't really get censored like that because they're allowing them to do that, whereas you being let's say you're a black podcaster or black where you have your own experience, you talking that revolutionary uplifted people shit. They ain't trying to help you
Yeah,
with
because
that
once again, are you a business? Can
shit.
you bring them money? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where's the money in that for them? You dig what I'm saying? There's no money in that. They run the shit, so there's no money in it for them in that. There's no money there's no money in how we gonna make money if you trying to free your people. We got them under our fucking foot. We ain't trying to free them. They spend $1 trillion. Fuck, we want you telling them the truth for? There ain't no money in that. Your business ain't gonna make no business money for my business. This dude making $100 million because he gonna bring all his followers gonna come listen to him on Spotify because that's where he is exclusively. So they gonna come through there. So if they like his show and they don't have Spotify, they gonna sign up now. Spotify gonna get that new wave of people for him when his podcast start just to listen to him. So that's bringing money to them.
Right.
He's a business bringing in money. He getting $100 million. Okay, he felt that's what it was worth. I mean, he's set for life. So,
No doubt.
So
Can't be mad at him for that.
So you know,
that's what you
if
do.
it means bringing my fans over here to pay to get you because I'm over here exclusively, then that's what it is. That's what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? That's his experience. But when if you black and you talking money and politics and shit like that. Now, if you on there talking about somebody or downgrading your people and shit, making jokes and comedy shit, and they'll look at you. Oh, okay, yeah, he dumbing down. He's stupid. Yeah, okay, keep him stupid. That's what they want from you. That's the shit they want.
Right.
Keep them dumb. Yeah, we want you to keep them niggas dumb. You know what I mean? Same thing, you know, and how they do it to white people. They put their favorite celebrities in front of them who they paid a lot of money, who don't even give a shit about them, but they use them. They put them out there, they give them that money, they use you to suck you in, spend your money to keep you coming in, and get your kids food to keep them buying their shit. So it's like people think the game is only on black people. No, the game is on all of us. It's on everybody who ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
The game is on everybody who ain't got no money. If you ain't got no money, you the sucker. You the lollipop, motherfucker. You the lollipop. Because guess what? They don't give a fuck about you. They just come around when it's election time and shake your hand, tell you all the shit they going to do for you, and they don't do shit. They may do one thing and keep it pushing. Yeah, we need to get this through. And then look what I did for you. And that's it. You know,
and it's definitely about economics. It's definitely about the class. It ain't about race. It's definitely class. We get caught up in race because, we face that backlash, no doubt. But it's really about the poor and the wealthy. And there ain't the rich, like you finding out right now, there are a lot of people who are not rich right now. Because if you're an entertainer and you can get your money from going out and doing shows, you ain't getting no money right now. And you see how the struggle is real.
Yeah.
Unless you able to flip the online stuff, with your verses, battles, and all of those. Like, I mean, I'm entertained by those. But, I look at it like this. Like, once I bought your album 10 years ago, or let's say if I have your cuts, I could listen to your albums and I could make my own disc. I don't need to go online to see who won that battle, but I'm just going to be entertained. But if you're trying to make money off of it, like, I'm gonna charge you $2 to come view it on this platform for us to have a battle. Like, I got both of y'all CDs, man. I'm fucking good. I've been supported you. I bought all of them shits. Like, if you a well-known artist, like, that's like when we was asking like a Jay-Z or Big, like, hit for hit, who's gonna win that battle? And people that lean and said, well, Jay-Z got more albums. Like, okay, he has quantity, okay, but when you look now, you still got to go through all of the albums and get the hits out. You could have 15 albums and still I might struggle to get 20 hits You understand what I'm saying? We talking about real hits.
I mean, it depends on what people call hits. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I think we're pretty strong in the evaluation area. So what we would agree on are hits. I'm not talking about pop chart and Billboard.
Yeah.
That don't mean it's a real hit all the time.
Yeah,
Like I've seen shit on a Billboard that in the hood, or with people who are supposed to resonate for, that ain't a hit. Like that's radio. Like yeah, that's that pop shit. That's real good. But this is the best song on the album right here. When you start digging into an album and you go, yo, that big shit, like, yo, 10 Crack Commandments, that's real shit. Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I got a story to tell. Like, wow, okay.
If you put whatever number, if you wanted to put their top 20 songs, it would be interesting. But
I think so.
But I would put, I'm gonna say Frank White will win it, and just over just being the wittiness. And you know what I'm saying, and how he and the shit he would come up with, you know what I'm saying.
Even over the course of the songs that you would end up picking, when you start looking at the diversity of the flows and the cadence, and it's just different things. Like I think that Big would win that battle, and that's not to say Jay-Z do got hits, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah,
and he has a long. He got plenty of hits.
He got plenty of hits.
He got plenty of hits. Come on, and he got like 15 albums.
He got some shit to pull out.
But if you go to the core of it,
if you go to the core of it,
mm-hmm.
and Big's 3 albums, and go down those 3 albums.
Yeah.
Every song is a hit.
Damn near.
Every song is a hit.
I thought it was just me. I thought because
every
I
song is a hit.
I know I wasn't tripping.
It was like me and my brother used to argue all the time who album was better. Who album was better? With Nas and Ready to Die. You know him. He loved that Big. That's his shit.
Right.
I was like, my thing was Nas made 10 joints,
10 strong.
And none of them shits was garbage. All of them shits was ill.
10 strong, like a 48-minute album.
Like that shit, 10 strong. He made 10 strong songs. The one song that I always said that I didn't like on Ready to Die was the one where he was doing "Give Me the Loot, I'm a Bad Man," where he was talking in the.
Oh yeah, true. That song had to grow on me.
Exactly. So
now
when you look as you go on, you listen, you go through his whole album, you go through both albums, shit was flawless. The shit was flawless. Shit was flawless. Like literally flawless. Like you was like, oh shit. Every song, was banging. That shit was banging, son. Like them shit was banging.
I'm just dealing with the song without the clips. I'm talking about like when you just not the skits and all, but when he started the song.
No, I'm I'm just saying songs.
The song, yeah. So when you come in with the song, I said, damn.
Bang.
He banging. So that was that album. Okay. So then I looked at that album. I said, because Ready to Die. Come on, we was living in that era. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So matter of fact, when Ready to Die came out, I was teaching. So I had a couple of street kids that was in my class. I had like a 12-year-old. He didn't belong in the 4th grade, but he was there. You know what I mean? He got left back a couple of times. But he was out there, so he was like, "Yo, Mr. Grooms, did you hear the Ready to Die album?" I said, "Yeah, I heard it. I actually have it." And I said, "I know the man." "Oh, you know him?" I said, "Yeah, I live in Brooklyn. I know him. I live in the area." He's like, "Oh, okay." I said, "You know what I need you to do for me?" I said, "Here, take this home, right?" Because I had it in my bag, in my book bag. So I had it. I said, "Yo, take this home," and I had 2 versions too. I had the one that took the curses out. So I gave him that one. I said, "Yo, take that home and, write me a book report on it. Bring it back to me on Friday." You know what I mean? Like, I gave him a week. He actually went home, because he couldn't afford to buy that. He just asked me if I had it. I said, yeah. So, he took it back. He gave it back to me a week later. gave me my little book report, what he thought on, the album. As crazy as that sound, because when you hear the clean version, yeah, but there's a story that's attached. And if you got a kid that's out there in the street, he already done seen shit that you ain't think he done saw already. So it ain't like, oh, you exposing him to something. No, he already living that, but he's 12. You know what I'm saying? Hearing a 20-something talk about what's going on in the street. Remember, the kids that's out there in the street, they front line. They holding the drugs. They running the drugs because they can't go to jail.
Yeah.
So they holding.
Yeah.
They young. They actually holding weight on them. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's the reality. If they look out, all of that. So in order to reach that kid, I had to connect with him through hip hop. Then when I found out who he was and talking about who his family was, like, oh, I actually know your fam. Ain't that some shit? Like, it was a real small world once I figured out, oh, okay, this is such and such nephew. Like this, So I took him off the street for a little bit, using music to do it, and I hooked him to get him because he was interested in something. And I use hip hop. So maybe I'm more biased to Ready to Die because of, it was a story that was being told that actually resonated within the population that it was reaching. That's not to say that Jay-Z album wasn't, because, Jay-Z album was popping too. But
I mean, but
like you just said.
I mean, son, there's
look what you just said.
Reasonable
Doubt
was
classic. This is what I'm saying.
Shit.
But
he was telling a story. But he was telling you the story of how a nigga who grew up, dropped out of high school, and left that same shit was Ready to Die was, and told you how he was out of town hustling, getting money, and how how that life was, and that story was resonated throughout probably everybody, especially throughout the city, because they understood that, and that's what made
they lived that.
Doubt. That's what made Reasonable Doubt a great album. That's
what I'm saying. We talking about classic albums. So,
yeah,
but when we
that album was also favored. But the album was flawless.
It was flawed. When you go from the beginning to the end, when you say, "Yo, Reasonable Doubt was classic," Ready to Die. I'm talking about, like, there's no. That's what I'm saying. So we talking about classic to classic. So that's why it's hard for people to be like, "Yo." So they got to come up with a rationale, like, oh, well, Jay had more albums. No, fuck all the albums. Let's go through each album, snatch off the hits. Let's see what hits we agree with. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the baseline is obviously Reasonable Doubt and Ready to Die. You're going to snatch off a lot of hits off of the first album because they're classic. But then when you get to Big's second album, Life After Death, the double CD, there's a lot of hits on there.
Oh, every song on there was a hit, son.
A lot of hits on there. So
everything on there was a hit, son.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Everything. He flipped everything on that shit.
That's what I'm saying. So the amount of albums is irrelevant when you start talking about hits. So Life After Death was banging. I'm sorry. And it's no night. So just like you could go, people notice the difference in the Jay-Z albums after Sean Carter Volume 3. He got hits like the Blueprint. You could snatch off some joints off of there. The Black Album, you could snatch off some off there.
But I'm saying in between that, his second album wasn't hitting like how that Life After Death shit was.
Nah, nobody was hitting like that, really.
And
like,
then
he had to come back.
He had to come back with a third album, and then he popped off again. You know what I'm saying? He popped off, but he did
his volume 2.
The third album was the Hard Knock Life. Was the third? Was the
Hard Knock
Life? Was the
Hard Knock Life? That's when he really came back. Yeah. He was with Premier on Volume 2. From that, or was it Volume 3? Was it Hard Knock Life when he got with Premier?
No, he was with Premier from Reasonable Doubt.
From Reasonable Doubt, okay. Because I'm trying to think, because I know Premier was heavy on
Cold Crush
on 2.
Remember that?
Yo,
was
yeah. So
tell your biz.
If we had to evaluate it, I would go, just pull off all of the hits. Being the evaluators that we are, we could pull off all the hits, but Big had a lot of hits. Between the two, we're only talking about 2 albums. We're talking about the double CD and Ready to Die. I'm not even Born Again was something that was,
that's not
made. That's not his shit. They compiled that, to make money. Like, I don't even count that as a big album. So I count Ready to Die and Life After Death, and it was just fire. Like, it's fire. Like, it ain't even nothing. Like, you could listen, if you could listen to 15, 18 songs and be like, yo, this whole shit was fire. That's next level. Yeah, so I remember the old debates back in the days. You go, Nas hit you with a hard 10, 48 minutes, whole lot. You know what I mean? So then as time went on, we started. That became our baseline. Like, he dropped jewels, quick, boom, here go mine. So we started looking for different people. We wanted Raekwon to do that, or like we kept people like Rakim out of the equation, because I'm gonna tell you like this: if you start talking about a classic album, another one from beginning to end, the 18th Letter was on some next shit. Because I tell people that the 18th Letter by Rakim is a whole another level of an album, and it's for jewels. For the people that can handle that. I love Jay-Z, love Big. Rakim is like just different for me. Because, and the production was tight too. So, I mean, so that, that's where we are. So I know a lot of people, the easy shit is, let's go Big Pop. Come on, we way above that shit. If you want to really have a versus battle and you want to see where the loyalties lie and where people think is important in hip hop, then do Big versus Jay-Z. Go ahead. If you dare. Because a lot of feelings is going to get hurt when they start going through the motherfucking track list and they go, yo, that Big was a motherfucking genius. And Jay is nasty. So, you know what I mean? So it's interesting. I look at those type of things, but who else would come up with that but us? Have you seen that online prior to anybody? Nah. You see anybody posting shit like that? Because ain't nobody thinking like that. I said Big versus Jay-Z. What? Nah, you can't do that. Why? Why not?
Because Brooklyn motherfuckers don't want to see that shit. Cause
Brooklyn, exactly.
They don't want to have to choose. They don't want to choose on that shit. They like, nah.
I know they don't want to choose. It's tough for like,
I don't want to choose that shit.
I heard it all.
But Die Hard, but live motherfuckers said Big. Live motherfuckers said Big.
They did. They got a lot of love.
At the end of the day, if you keep it out there, it would probably be 50-50. It'd be really close, because at the end of the day, that's what's going. People going to resonate with Jay because he was out longer and the things he did, but niggas who was in the era with Big and all that, and coming through when he came through with the party and bullshit and all that.
Right.
Remember how ill he was, and just like, nah, son, this mother Ready to Die, Life After Death. There's not one weak song on them album. And those shits is two classics back to back. That's like damn near 40 songs.
That's what I'm saying. Like you talking
like
about.
40 songs.
So if I could take off 25 songs, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm take off 25. Let's say let me just round it down. Let's say I take 30 songs. 25 songs off of the Big albums, right? The two big albums. Let's say I snatch out 25 and I get Jay's best 25, and you match them up. That's an ill CD right there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just to match them up. That's crazy.
Yeah, I did.
And I used to like to sell shit like that. I used to like to sell shit like that.
But I did it with. It was Big Jay-Z and Nas I did the CD with when I made that.
Shit like that. Yeah, but see, we've been doing that. But the whole thing is the licensing aspect. So you know how that shit go. You know what I'm saying? So they want to. The record label. Like, I know I just put an idea out there, but you ain't gonna never see that happen anyway. You ain't gonna never see a Biggie and a Jay-Z. Album.
They'll make them shits.
They'll make them, but they ain't gonna sell them.
They ain't gonna sell them. Yeah. They were made their mixtape motherfuckers. They made them before, so.
But because they shut the mixtape game down.
Yeah, because motherfuckers.
They was making too much money.
But that's the thing about people like, once again, black people, the big boys, the Jays and them. You go into corporate America and now you telling them our secrets. You telling them, you writing books talking about decode. You telling them shit.
Oh,
What the
shit.
fuck is that, bruh?
Damn,
Like this is our secret society, but motherfuckers like Russell Simmons and all these motherfuckers sold our shit, and now we don't even own our shit.
Damn.
We don't even own this shit because of shit like these type of motherfuckers. And you know what I'm saying? Because you go in there, the mixtape game was what kept the Locks alive when Puff didn't want to let them out.
Word.
If it wasn't for the mixtape game, the Locks probably would have. May have been a group gone.
They would have been gone already.
But they was able to make mixtapes and freestyles, and people was able to still listen to them, and they were still able to get show money and keep building.
Yup.
Until they could get out of that shit and start making music again the way they wanted to. And I'm saying you did all the mixtape DJs that's on the radio now. That's how they got their starts, getting these DJs, getting these MCs, putting on MCs, getting MCs out there through the mixtape. Now you telling them, oh, they on there using, like, you know, dudes is using other dudes' beats to make mixtapes. You telling? Just like the motherfuckers who told on Bismarck for sampling. Like motherfuckers like Chuck D suing Premier for sampling.
Word.
Like, that's that corny shit. We fucking up our own culture and showing them how to take money from your own. Like, that's just that corny shit. That's the corny shit.
It is, because if I scratch something into a record, like, you gotta be, first of all, you gotta be a music head to know
that's
where
hip-hop, though.
you're talking about
that's
five,
the
you're talking about
form.
3, right, you're talking about 3 seconds, like a snippet. I got trouble on my mind, and then I cut it. You gonna sue me for that?
He sued him for the 10 crack commandments because he said what it talked about. I'm like, what? That's why I can't, you know what I'm saying? That's when I lost all respect for him on that shit. But then you out here doing, now you like 60 doing fucking fake pump moves with Flavor Flav. You know what I'm saying? That's corny shit. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers just became corny, and this is what happened. That motherfuckers let the music dump down and all that shit. Like, I mean, that's just what it is now. You know, we can't even get hip hop. I mean, right now, it's to the point where, like, if you're a hip hop artist, you shouldn't want to sign to a label. You should, because you got the internet, you got Instagram, you got Facebook. You can put your content out. You can put your own content on iTunes and Spotify,
SoundCloud,
shoot videos, put it out there on YouTube and all these other venues. So what do you know? It's better off you creating your buzz that way and keeping your own money going and staying independent. Because now, if you can't, they looking at you again. Are you a business? You like how I keep telling you that, right? Are you a business? Because that's what these rappers gotta understand. You're a business. So what can you do when they kind of you talking about? Oh yeah, we want to do a 360 deal. That means they getting a piece of everything you do. So you gotta be doing a lot. Your hand gotta be in a lot of different bags. You gotta be able to create your content. You gotta be ready to do shit. You know, getting to acting, doing commercials, making albums, doing shows all the time on the road. You know, doing other things. You know, I mean, you gotta, because that's how you keep your money going. You a business. You be a business. You gotta handle your business. You can't have nobody. You gotta be on top of your taxes because you're a business. You're a business. You gotta handle your shit like a business. Stop handling that shit on some, you know, I'm an artist. No, you're a business. You're a business. You know, now y'all want to talk about brand, but y'all still, you know, some of them are still in the artist mode, trying to like, I'm an artist. You're confused, like I'm an artist and a brand. I'm like, if you're an artist, your brand is their label. So
yeah, that's facts. That's yo, kept it 100 there.
You know what I'm saying? The label is your brand. That's who you pumping for. When you a brand on your own out there pumping and getting away from them, and you starting to get your own independent money, then you becoming your own brand, your own self. You know what I'm saying? And you building off of it. And then you using it. Now it's like, because you're using, when you turn around and flip the game on them and can use their plateau to make you money, then you winning. But if they using your talents to make, because they not giving you the fair portion of the pie.
Here it go. Here's a perfect example, just for my sneakerheads. You know, they have Air Jordan, which is Nike, on the 60-40 split, Nike. Then you have Brand Jordan, which is Mike's. All right? Yeah. Understand that part of the game. Like, Brand Jordan is Michael Jordan's. All his. Air Jordan he splits that with Nike.
60-40.
60-40. I understand that. Like, that's a business partnership. But he used this money from the business partnership and created Brand Jordan. That's how you do it.
He became a business, and he became a business. He's a business. Yes. He made sure he became a business. Like, nah, I'm not just an athlete. I'm a business. Like, I got this is it. I'm forced now. I'm telling the NBA they can't use my likeness on their jerseys or anything. I gotta get paid for that shit.
Right.
Like that's the shit people be forgetting. That's Mike and them motherfuckers. That's Mike and Charles Barkley and all them motherfuckers in that era who cut that shit. Like the NBA was getting money off of their shit. Like, nah, you can't use my likeness on nothing. You can't use nothing on my likeness without paying me. You know what I'm saying? That's being a business. It's not personal. We doing business. That's why they respected him. That's why they respect Mike. They have to. Even though you could talk all that other shit, like we ain't gonna get into all that other shit with his documentary, but
oh man, fuck that shit.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying?
Yo, MJ is the god. What?
I mean, but at the end of the day, he handled his shit like a business. That's what you gotta be. You gotta. What do you think, Magic Johnson? He became a business. Business. He like fuck. Trying to get in. Let me in. I'm a business. I got my own business. I'm doing business.
Yo, Magic flipped the game.
Exactly.
You gotta respect it. You gotta respect it.
I'm a businessman. I'm not just an ex-NBA player. I'm a businessman. I'm a businessman. Like, yo, I'm trying to handle business with the NBA. I'm trying to handle business with this. You know what I mean? That's how you conduct it.
Those are great examples.
That's how they
flipping money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They if you can't bring that bread, they don't give a fuck. You just a regular nigga.
Right.
You know? Like, you know? That's where they are. That's their mentality. That's how they look at everybody. Not just black people. They looking at their own people like that too. They looking at Spanish people like that too. If you Spanish and you was making money and you a business, they ain't fucking with you. Nah, we want the motherfuckers that's not a business, that ain't contributing to making money and doing construction work, and you know what I'm saying. But all those Spanish cats that had construction contracts with those businesses, they kept them. There ain't nobody coming looking for their papers.
No doubt.
Cause you doing a service for me. We making money together. You handling your shit like a business. Same thing. You gotta be a business. That's what they respect. They respect you as a business. If you keep sitting around here talking about, yo, we want, you know, we still talking about if we equal, if we got rights.
Right. How does that conversation keep coming up? You know, like, and it's 2020. Which is crazy. You know what I mean?
We still talk. We still not sure if we got rights.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You questioning whether you equal in society when all you have to do is read the law book, and you could see that, yeah, there's a lot of laws on the books where it says that you're not equal. But none of that matters until you start actually getting people up in the Congress who actually make the laws. So until you start grooming people to go and do that, and you know, you need to shut up. Because you ain't gonna fight it from the outside. You could fight it and fill out as many petitions as you want.
Yeah, but even
you need people on the inside.
We talked about this though, but we
did this.
We talked about this. We talked about this either last year, but end of last year or something. But we talked how the old guards don't want to go down, and then when the new guards come in, they sabotage them if they don't be quiet and play their role. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Like that's what the young girl is finding out right now.
She going through it. AOC going through it.
Because they fucking with you because you got a big mouth. And you running around and you trying to do shit. And you trying to shake shit up. But you ain't get in line. Like, you got to kiss the ring. And if you don't kiss the ring, then
your ass is out.
Yeah, we're going to make it rough for you. We're going to try to get you out of there. We're going to put money up to get somebody else in there who's going to follow what we want them to do. Same thing for the young lady in Minnesota and the other young lady. I mean, all those new young ones, like, it's a fight. They're finding out that they thought it was love amongst their own party, but their own party don't want to change because they getting money. They getting money. So they don't give a fuck. And you coming here talking about the people. Fuck that. We the people. We getting that money from the people.
They don't care about the people.
Exactly. They getting their money from these corporations and big business that putting money in their pockets. Like, yeah, get this. Yeah, here you go. Pay this. Yo, lobbyists fighting for shit. Fighting for laws. Yeah, we want to be the first one with the vaccine. Yeah, we want to be the first one. No, don't sign that new bill because it's not going to protect corporations and insurance companies are not paying things. We should, the lobbyists like, yo, we're not going to change though. So they want them to ease up. Like, yo, you know, no, but that's written in the policy. That's a contract they signed. We ain't got to do nothing. We ain't got to do nothing. They can sue all they want, but this is a contract in the state in the court of law. It says that we have an exclusion against you for this shit. You did. That's what you chose to do. You could have bought an endorsement to get this coverage, but you didn't. You was being cheap. So now we ain't paying you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't think no shit like this would happen where your business was shut down, and then you got a policy in your insurance policy that states they don't cover you for viruses, or they don't cover you for fungus and plague, and they don't cover you for total pollution, or they don't cover you all kind of exclusions in this shit, bruh.
Yeah, if you read it, you would have saw.
Yeah, exactly. This is a business though. This is a business, man. Because this is why they don't feel no way, because they doing business. While the rest of the world is on some emotional shit, they just doing business. That's what motherfuckers is not realizing. They're doing business as usual. And we're motherfuckers running around doing emotional shit.
Yeah, true indeed.
We mad at Biden because he said, man, what the fuck are y'all talking about? They the same motherfuckers. Like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah, why are you mad at him? Like come on, he ain't changed. I mean, come on. This
motherfucker is the same person who locked motherfuckers up and got motherfuckers paid for locking motherfuckers up.
Right. The private prison industry came right off of the paper, off of what he wrote. The Crime Control Act, like he wrote that. And then they created private prisons off of that.
The motherfucker,
like y'all bugging.
That what was it? He was the 3-strike bill motherfucker.
Yes, he wrote it. It was his bill.
It was his bill.
He wrote this shit. He wrote it.
But you sitting up there talking about, once again, you like, when you get into that shit with him and the comments he made yesterday or whenever he did the interview.
Yeah, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
You ain't black. Like, if you got to think about it, if you got to vote for me, then you ain't black.
I don't know how you put those two things together, but he said it. So.
But that's the arrogance of the motherfuckers. That's the smack in the face to you.
Right.
Like, that's what
it's a wake-up call.
But people
it should be a wake-up call.
But people is like, they brushing it off because they're like, no, we got to get Trump out of office because he's just fucking this. But this motherfucker's no better.
Right.
Like, he's no better. He's not going to do anything. Neither. Like, I don't know if he got dementia or if he drunk. I don't know what the fuck he is, but he always slurring and he always talking crazy.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's like, okay, like he's the best. This is the better option. This is the better option we have, huh?
Yeah.
So,
something to think about, right?
Yeah, it's like this is your best option. Like black people, this is your best option. This is our best option, and people are gonna tell you, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna vote. They're gonna vote for Biden. There's no question.
They're gonna run you down. They're gonna run you down. They're gonna run you down. They're gonna run you down and say, Oh, you know, they gonna put all that shit on you. Oh, if you don't vote, you shouldn't say nothing. Oh, if you vote for Trump, you an idiot. Oh, if you did, I mean, bruh.
And or if you vote independent, you
Yeah,
know, or you help Trump win. When the numbers come out, it's not even going to reflect that. But you know, you shame. What's it called? They got a shame for everything, right?
yeah,
You
shame
vote
for everything.
shaming.
So you
So
vote
you
shaming
vote
me.
shame. You vote shaming. Like you could
You
kiss
vote
my
shaming.
motherfucking ass, okay? Because
Right.
I'll vote for who I want to vote for. And I'll tell you when I place my vote, I'll let you know. Look, if we're gonna all get on that boat and be like, oh, you got to get Trump out of office. Okay, I understand that, but we all know who Trump was before he got in office. He won. Okay, we know why he won. Now he's there, and you know, okay, so who's the next viable candidate? Okay, you're saying it's Biden. I didn't think it was Biden, you know, but he's there. I like Yang because he had a financial plan. But
That
they
they're
didn't want to fuck with
using right
Yang.
now.
Yeah,
That they're using.
they're using it right now.
now.
They didn't want to fuck with Yang because
But
right
but
now
they used his fucking plan.
they used his plan, but they look at the irony of it all. The coronavirus supposed to started in China, and then you had an Asian man that was running for president. You shut him down, and then the virus blew up. But y'all using his economic plan. The whole shit is twisted.
But that's what they do. They steal your shit and then act like they put a new name on it.
Word.
That's what they always do. It's business as usual. It's business as usual. This is what they do. Bottom line. This is what they do. You know what I'm saying?
That's Yang's plan. He said $1,200 per month.
Or was it 1,000? I think he said a month.
The original one. His original shit was $1,200 a month. To keep families. He said per month while he was in office.
You know, he said everyone in the household would get like $1,000. That was over 18.
That was over 18. Exactly.
All they did was they cut it and they basically ran with we'll give you 12. We give you $1,200 the one time, and if you got kids that you follow, we'll give you half. We give you $500 for each kid, but you can't have no more than 3 kids. They gotta be under. They
watered down Yang's plan. They gave a one-time check. He said, "I'm giving you a check every month while I'm in office. $1,200 a month. That would stimulate the economy. You know what I'm saying? Because now everybody has money. But then you got people that's calling it socialism. So you took a check for $1,200. Everybody got a check, or mostly everybody. So if you got a check, what the fuck is that?
You talking like that's the shit that kill me. People are like, socialism, yo, capitalism, democracy. I'm like, yo, bro. None of that shit mean anything. It's if you got it or you don't. The haves and the have-nots.
You know, Canada give like $1,300 a month. Right? They've been doing that shit.
They've been doing that shit.
They give $1,300 a month to their people. $1,300 a month.
$1,300 a month.
Come on, other countries is doing it already. How are we the most advanced and we behind everybody?
England giving like almost 3,000. They come out to whatever the American dollars are like 3,000, but they take they pay their people. They paying their people's Oh,
but and they got free health insurance, medical insurance. So
yeah, but they come into their cribs and testing them.
No doubt. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, come to the crib and test you. I'm getting bread though.
But the thing about it, the test ain't accurate. But that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother beast, though. I'm talking about here. But in other countries, like they do.
It may be.
Maybe you never know because. Yeah. But then you seen with the president and I forgot the country when they was like, hey, he said I'm not fucking with that tested a damn fruit tested positive. I ain't fucking with that. Like come with a real test kit. How is fruit testing positive? Then 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, now as of yesterday, the CDC comes out and says that it's very unlikely that you're going to get it off of surfaces. So then, how is a fruit testing positive? Like the test is inconsistent.
Don't leave out the goat.
Oh, the goat. Oh, no doubt. But a goat is a mammal, so it breathes. So a goat and a human is like similar, right? In reality, right? I don't know. I ain't calling people goats. I'm just saying, like they breathe.
That shit
the goat.
That's it. A goat and a fruit. Like that's just
A
some
goat is
straight.
living though.
The fruit is a fucking. He tested a fruit in a goat.
Right.
Like that's some shit. Like
Yeah,
that's
that is some shit. And the only
that's
thing
some
I can
shit.
say is a goat is alive and a fruit isn't. You know, I don't know. That's as
But
best
they
as I can
both they both said they had this shit. So I mean, but that's where we're at though. I mean, son, it is what it is. It comes down to the bottom line. You know, it's the haves and have-nots, and you gotta understand that you gotta have a business. You gotta be a business. Everything is about business in this world. It's a business.
Mm-hmm.
It's business
Mm-hmm.
driven. You're in a corporation, so you have to become a corporation yourself or LLC or something. You have to be
Yeah,
something. You have to.
absolutely.
You have to have
S
be about
corporation,
your
C
business.
corporation,
Something
LLC, nonprofit,
like
foundation. You better be something.
like start a company, start something.
Yeah.
Have it. You know, learn the game. Like you gotta learn. You gotta learn the game. Like people are scared. Like, oh, I don't want no business. Like what? I'm like, you making it sound scary. It's not scary. Like
Yeah, because I've listened to a couple of people. I was like, damn,
people.
like,
Yeah, like they
yeah,
scared.
they
Like, oh
you
shit.
scaring me,
I'm
motherfucker. Like
like,
I'm doing something that that we ain't supposed to be doing.
I'm like, dude.
You know?
I'm like, man, I've been in business since I've been a contractor in my own business since 23, owning group homes and all kind of shit. So, I mean, I understand. I've been learning how to do business, trials and error, learning on my own, reading, all that shit. You know,
Right.
went through mad businesses. Some popped, some didn't. You know, you close down, start all over again, start a new business.
Exactly. Just start a new one.
Right? Come up with a new idea, with a new plan, how to get it working. Going, you know what I mean? But that's always been the goal.
The entrepreneurship stuff. I mean, come on, I was
business,
raised
man.
on that.
Have multiple business.
Yeah.
Having multiple business, you know what I'm saying? Like that's always been the angle. That's always been the angle, you know what I'm saying? Going to school was like probably more of something I did for my parents, and then when I didn't want to do it no more for them, I was like, fuck it. You know, I was like, I'm out of here. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna go do my own thing.
Right.
And then found my way back doing shit.
I definitely did. Yeah, I did that.
You know,
yeah.
You do. You know,
it's necessary though.
The
You know,
school shit. School shit is alright, but you know it's a hustle. They hustling you because you don't need all them damn classes, and
you definitely don't.
And they don't even teach you unless you take in a business course how to start a business and be your own business, and they're just teaching you really how to be a worker.
They teach you that in the business course. They teaching you how to be a worker, unless you take the actual course that says entrepreneur course.
Yeah,
where they show you the whole business and they tie in economics. Because that's what they really doing. And
they pump the other shit. Like they pump a lot of shit. You take a lot of these things, get degrees in them, can't get no jobs in them shits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why when coronavirus hit, you got so many people fucked up because they don't even understand how to. Cause they didn't have another business, they didn't have nothing else to go to, they didn't have something else that they can market and sell to people, or their business that they did have, they wasn't marketed into people, and they didn't take advantage, and now they're trying to figure out how to get it. But you know, hopefully you getting that 600 with your unemployment, and you're able to make moves. I think it's definitely going to be a change. I think people are seeing now, and then that they got to be more, you know, internet driven as far as businesses, like, you know, and all these mom and pop stores are going to have to start feeling, they're going to start being, you know, coming to technology and shit like that, and get into it, and probably have to start selling their shit from internet, or, you know, pop-up shops and all kind of shit. You know, but you got to become more creative with your shit now. And, you know, but don't stop being a business, though. Continue being a business. Continue pounding it. You know, be a businessman. You know what I'm saying? Got to.
Yep. And if you at the age where you know, you can't do that at the minimum, you got to be able to reach back and teach somebody else. Like if you're a business owner and you've been doing this and the technology is like foreign to you and you just deal with the basics, then you got to reach back and bring somebody else on that could, keep you afloat with the technology as you show them the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, if you've been in business 30, 40 years and you're in the same business and it's your company, that's something that you need to respect and admire, as a person who would be trying to learn that. That's who you get mentored by, because they can show you a lot, because they done seen the wave and tide. They done been there. They seen it all if you've been in business 30, 40 years. So now the technology is taking over. You got to keep them afloat, but you got to learn the game. You got to come in as a business. I got a business. Put me on. You know what I mean? Like, that's the game.
That's the
game. We got to teach the young ones that there's nothing wrong. Go to school to learn something. Yeah, no doubt. But understand that you need skills.
Like right now, I got a family member. They got their own business doing electrician. Can't find no good. He can't keep electricians. He can't keep young black dudes. He try to do apprenticeships, everything. Dudes just don't want to put that work in. They don't want to put the work in. Not knowing, like, if you put the work in, and, under him being an apprentice, dude, put your 5 or whatever it is, 3 to 5 years in, then go take your test. You could be, you know what I mean? Before you even take your test, you can be your own business. You can be doing little jobs, getting work off of his shit. But these young brothers, they don't want to do it. Like and
even if they go the other route, if they say if you want to get in the union, you want to say you want to work for somebody, don't want to be a business, you still got to use the apprenticeship as a plug, as a way to get in. Like, you have skills and certification, then you could go get a union job. If the check is the security, then go ahead. Then you need to be in a union. But if you're not going to go into a union, then you need to learn.
But even if you go to a union, they're going to make you be an apprentice.
This is what I'm trying to say. Unless you already did an apprenticeship already.
Yeah.
But you got to learn the game. Like, the apprenticeship is how you get in the trade. And if they don't want to put the work in, what bag are you really chasing? Like, what are you really doing out here?
They're chasing dreams, baby. Because
you could chase the dream, but you gotta make it. You gotta make it a reality.
I mean, they look at it
like the dream is hard.
Like, they look at it like hard work, baby. They like,
it is hard work.
I gotta go up in there, do this. They don't want to do that. They on the gram looking at motherfuckers talking about they in Miami, I'm in Jamaica, I'm in here, and I'm chilling, I'm with this and this, and I'm popping bottles, and I'm blowing money and smoking, and it's
the gram is fake though. You know what I'm saying?
They don't know that. They don't know that. Son. They don't know that shit. They just know that that's what they think this person is doing, so they believe that shit. Yo, look at this shit. Yo, they lit. Yo, they doing it. They ain't doing nothing. This is probably some shit they did months ago.
Or they on the beach, like this out on the beach, and there's brew out there. They got smoke. It's nice. It's sunny. They take a picture. Yeah, living it up. Like, okay, so you on the beach. Like, that's my. I guess I got a basic way of thinking. They on the beach. They having a good time. And you looking at that like, oh, they balling. No, they on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to balance your dreams from reality, and then you could chase the dream, but there's work involved. Like, I know people that want to be ball players, but when I throw on a story, I watched a documentary the other day, the kid from Coney Island, Stephon Marbury documentary. Excellent, because it gives you a very good idea of why he made it. Because he has support from his other brothers and family. Like, they didn't make it for a variety of reasons, not because of skill. They all had skills. So it was other things that whether he was going to get into the NBA. So what did they do? They created a village around him, protected him, and he was able to just focus on ball. Now, when he got into the league, the business world came into it. He became an entrepreneur. It was an excellent story because he's still writing his story. But he's an entrepreneur. He changed his world around because in the NBA, that business, they don't like no loudmouth. They don't like you speaking out. You got your sneaker out there that's $20. They ain't feeling none of that shit, dog.
That's the
it's a great story,
again,
man.
once again, your business didn't coincide with their business.
Word.
So they pretty much just like, yo, blackballed you, ran you out the league. You went to China and made it big over there.
He made it big, like, you know.
I mean, you
So
was
this
big.
is
You
what I'm
was
saying. The
already big,
racism. This is what I'm saying. Like they people push a racism narrative, but the man is an icon over in China. So you gotta see past that shit now. Racism ain't going nowhere because people could look at you and think you something that you not just because of your skin tone. This man left. Clearly he looks black. Okay, went over to China and they got statues and shit. He went over there as a businessman. You know, they don't look at him as a nigga. They look at him as a businessman. That man is over there creating a legacy. You got kids looking up to him. I swear, man, the one thing that I've learned, it moved my heart, man. I see little kids in the hood, you know, all the time. Like I'm talking about like little 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. They see me and they get that vibe from me. Like I could speak to this man. They just wave and shit. Hey, I'm like, hey, how you doing? I talk to little kids, you know, like, yo, kids will tell you about a person. The kids over in China, they love Marbury. Resonate. You know what I'm saying? He went over there, he did his thing. Like, we already know what it is over here. But he still did his thing here. The man averaged 20-9, okay? I want that to sink in to my sports heads. He averaged 20-9 for his career. And a lot of people did that. 20 points, 9 assists. You can look on the record books. There ain't a lot of guards that did that shit. Okay? So if you want to say, do he have Hall of Fame numbers? If you look at the pure numbers, yes, he has Hall of Fame numbers. But that's not why I watched the story. The Kid from Coney Island is a great documentary because you're talking about a person who had a support system, was cultivated, grew, made money, reinvested it, and then became even bigger and still loved his people. He was just heartbroken by the business that tried to crush him because he was on top coming into college, and when he became big in the league and he started getting money, the business world basically tried to crush him. And that's a lot for somebody to deal with who has support all the time. And he still got it. You know, the people that's closest to him are there. It's a great story. But supply and demand, baby. Like, that's what I guess that's what this episode was about.
Yeah, if you got anything, that's what it was. We talked,
yeah.
It was a thing, you know, just business and how everything in this world is related to business. But, you know, I think
even politics. Politics is business.
Everything,
you know,
is business.
I'm not mad at Joe Biden. I'm just going to put that out there. And that's not to say that I'm going to vote for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm definitely not going to vote for Trump per se, but it's like at this point, none of that affected my life, the presidential race. So I just see a lot of people spending a lot of emotions and energy on the things that they could have controlled. You could have controlled the local aspect of the races. You know, like it's just you focus on the wrong race. Like the presidential race is okay. Like that's written already.
Keep your eye
they
on
selected that. They selected them people already, but we gotta say so on this local level. The Congress and the Senate, we have a say so on who sits in them seats. And right now, you got people that have been in there my whole lifetime.
And ain't doing shit.
They ain't done shit.
So that's what I'm telling you. So it's like you right now. What is it? I mean, Trump is basically he's McConnell's bitch.
That's a good one. I never thought about it like that. That's actually true.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's the one running shit. He's the most powerful motherfucker in the process of this politics shit. So
the majority leader.
Yeah. So that's basically what it is. Whatever you
spokesman.
Whatever he put out there, if he tell you that's not what he want to do, that's not what Trump want to do. You know what I'm saying? So, but yo, son, you know how we
as always, where we at? Tell them where we at, man. We on every platform.
We everywhere.
Yo, go to the website.
iTunes, Anchor, Speaker. I mean, we everywhere, man. Just check it out.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts. I mean,
all that shit. We on everything.
Go to the website, get some merch. The grumpymen.com/merch.
More
We
merch
got a
coming.
lot coming. Lot
Got
of
a lot of shit
episodes coming.
coming.
Ladies, again, I'm getting hit up all the time. The relationship segment will continue. All
Yo, the
right,
relationship segment is coming real soon. It's definitely gonna be before Father's Day.
absolutely.
so,
It has
so
to
we
come
gonna
before
get that.
Father's Day
So
so
we
we
gonna
can get
get
all of that out.
yeah. So we gonna get to you. We gonna get to it. We gonna bring in some. Like we said, we gonna get to you ladies that keep asking, and we gonna bring in some dudes who want to chop it up, get a point of view. So it
Then
should
we'll
be
have a
interesting.
forum.
Yeah,
We'll
we
have
just
the
gonna have.
ladies and the guys,
So
and
it's gonna be interesting.
yeah, it's going to be
So
very interesting. It's a
but
big segment. That's why we haven't really. You can't rush this. You can't rush a community building segment like that. Like this is real shit.
yeah, we
Relationship
gonna let
segment is
everybody.
key. It's
Yeah, 'cause
crucial.
there's a lot. It's a lot going on, and I think we need to talk about things like, especially black men and women some
Yeah.
things that need to be said in a forum, and people need. There's a lot of feelings out there. There's gonna be a lot of feelings, but yo,
Yeah, no doubt.
we gonna be back next week, and we gonna do the same thing again, man. What you got, bro? Let's get let's.
That's it, man. Yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff. This is gonna be online tonight. Hey, yo, give it a listen, man. Get at us. We
Get at us.
everywhere, so just
We
get at us,
everywhere.
man. But the
No
two
doubt.
grumpy men, C. Grooms
Yeah.
and Bobby May, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.